Welcome to UT Horror. Today, we have a tale of passion gone horribly awry. It's a story that delves into the dark heart of nature and the terrifying forces that lurk within. If your new UT Horror Stories is your portal to a world of internet's most chilling tales and urban legends shared online. If you relish the thrill of the unknown, the unexplained, and the downright terrifying, then make sure to like and subscribe to our channel. And now on to the story. The stormy skies held a certain fascination for me ever since I was a kid. My name is Max, and I've always dreamed of becoming a weatherman on TV, bringing the thrill of meteorology to living rooms across the country. I pursued that dream with unwavering determination, enrolling in a renowned meteorology college. The passion for weather ran deep in my veins, and I couldn't wait to dive into the world of atmospheric science. Growing up in a small, weather-beaten town in Tornado Alley, my life was woven into the fabric of meteorology. Tornadoes were as common as the seasons, and our family had its share of close calls. I can vividly recall the sight of ominous funnel clouds in the distance and the sound of sirens blaring as we hurried into the basement, seeking refuge from the Tempest. My parents, aware of my growing fascination with the weather, did their best to nurture my budding passion. My bedroom walls were adorned with posters of tornadoes, hurricanes, and all things meteorological. The Weather Channel became my constant companion, and I'd often drift off to sleep listening to the soothing tones of meteorologists detailing the intricacies of storms. As I entered college, I was fortunate to secure a spot in a renowned meteorology program. It was there that I truly delved into the science behind the weather, learning the complexities of atmospheric systems, climate patterns, and severe weather forecasting. The thrill of analyzing weather data and making predictions was unparalleled, and it only deepened my resolve to become a weatherman on television. During my time at college, I found like-minded individuals who shared my enthusiasm for meteorology. Late nights were spent huddled over weather maps, debating the finer points of forecasting, and developing a keen understanding of the elements. It was in these moments that I built lasting friendships and connections that would serve me well in the years to come. When the opportunity to intern with a crew of storm chasers led by the renowned Dr. Roberts arose, I couldn't believe my luck. It was the culmination of years of hard work and unwavering determination. I had read about their daring exploits, and I knew this was the chance to take my meteorological knowledge to the next level. Little did I know that this internship would plunge me into a world of chaos, fear, and unimaginable encounters beyond the realm of science. The day of our first major storm chase arrived, and my heart pounded with a mix of excitement and trepidation. The crew assembled, our high-tech equipment at the ready, including Doppler radar and weather balloons. As we piled into our specially equipped storm-chasing vehicles, I couldn't help but admire the dedication of my colleagues to understand and predict these natural phenomena. We set off into the heart of Tornado Alley, ready to confront the tempestuous forces of nature, to learn, to observe, and to bring our experiences to the world. The day I embarked on my first major storm chase with Dr. Roberts and his seasoned crew was a mixture of nerves and exhilaration. As we assembled in the pre-dawn hours, the weight of my ambition rested on my shoulders. This was it. The chance to not only witness nature's fury up close, but also to learn from the very best. The storm-chasing vehicles, bristling with high-tech equipment, shimmered in the morning light, and a sense of purpose emanated from the crew members who had spent years navigating the tempestuous heart of Tornado Alley. Dr. Roberts, a towering figure in the world of meteorology, greeted me with a firm handshake and a reassuring smile. He recognized my eagerness and the spark of enthusiasm in my eyes, welcoming me as a valuable addition to the team. As we set off in our convoy, my heart raced in tandem with the roar of the engines. The anticipation in the air was palpable, a mix of excitement, tension, and a shared understanding of the inherent dangers we were about to face. I couldn't help but be in awe of the camaraderie and the level of trust among the crew members. They moved and communicated seamlessly, their experience evident in every action and decision made. I was given a seat in one of the chase vehicles, a place among the meteorological elite. My fellow chasers shared their own stories, tales of thrilling encounters with nature's most ferocious creations. They spoke of the moments when they stared directly into the eye of a tornado, the electric tension in the air, and the humbling realization of the forces we were about to challenge. In those first hours of the chase, surrounded by veterans of the storm-chasing world, I felt like a small fish in a very vast ocean. Yet, that sense of being out of my depth was balanced by an overwhelming sense of gratitude and a burning desire to learn, to experience, and to understand the untamable forces of the atmosphere that had long held me in their thrall. As we drew closer to our target tornado, the weather took a sudden, ominous turn. Dark clouds converged overhead, a chilling silence blanketed the landscape, and lightning strikes crackled across the horizon, foreshadowing the impending chaos. It was a thrilling, yet terrifying scene that made my heart race faster. The skies darkened ominously as we continued our pursuit of the massive tornado. The sense of urgency in the air was unmistakable, and I could feel my heart racing faster with each mile we covered. Our high-tech equipment was capturing the storm's data, but it was also clear that the Tempest was evolving rapidly. Then, things took an unexpected and frightening turn. The weather, already inclement, worsened with each passing minute. Dark clouds gathered overhead, blocking out the sun, and the once steady wind transformed into a raging gale. Dr. Roberts, always cool under pressure, issued commands to adjust our course, but there was a hint of concern in his voice. We encountered a bottleneck of cars on the road, a line of desperate individuals trying to flee the storm's path. It was a chaotic scene. People were in a state of panic, their vehicles forming a makeshift blockade, rendering us immobile. This was not how I had envisioned our chase unfolding. The trapped motorists, unaware of our mission, cast desperate glances at us, pleading for assistance. We, in turn, could do nothing but watch in helpless frustration as the tornado barreled closer, consuming everything in its path. The fury of nature was upon us, and I felt the collective tension among the storm chasers. The crew's faces reflected a mix of determination and uncertainty. The atmosphere within our vehicle was electric, charged with the anticipation of what was to come. We were storm chasers, used to dancing on the edge of chaos, but the reality of the impending storm struck a chord of fear even in the most experienced among us. I couldn't help but think of the motorists stuck alongside us, who were unintentionally thrust into this perilous situation. As the tornado drew closer, a deafening roar filled the air, drowning out the sounds of engines and panicked voices. The world beyond our vehicle's windows turned an eerie shade of green, and then it was upon us. The sheer power of the storm was overwhelming, rattling our chase vehicles and shaking us to our cores. I clung to my seat as the tempest engulfed us, a passenger in a journey I had never truly comprehended until that very moment. Within the heart of the tornado, chaos reigned. Debris was sent flying, and other storm chasers' vehicles were tossed about like toys. Amid this maelstrom, I spotted something that defied explanation. Bizarre bat-like creatures with leathery wings and glowing red eyes swirled within the vortex. The chaos and terror that unfolded when the tornado hit us was unlike anything I could have ever imagined. It was as if the very elements of nature had turned against us. The storm-chasing vehicles were tossed about like toys, and I could hear the metallic screeching and crunching of metal as cars collided with one another. Amid the turmoil, as I clung to my seat, I saw them, those nightmarish creatures with leathery wings and glowing red eyes. It was like something straight out of a horror movie, only far more real. These bat-like monsters swirled within the vortex, darting in and out of the chaos. Their movements were unnaturally swift and erratic, and they exuded a malevolence that sent shivers down my spine. The creatures targeted the motorists who were trapped alongside us. It was a horrifying scene that played out before my eyes, a nightmare that I'll never forget. They descended upon the helpless cars, ripping doors from their hinges and plucking people from inside like twisted scavengers. The screams of terror from both the storm chasers and the stranded motorists were swallowed by the cacophony of the Tempest. The sense of helplessness, as I watched those innocent people being carried away by these monstrous beings, was paralyzing. It was a trauma that no amount of training or scientific knowledge could prepare us for. My instincts told me to hide, to shield myself from the horrors unfolding outside. I crouched beneath my vehicle's seats, heart pounding, tears welling up in my eyes. I couldn't save those people. All I could do was hope that the creatures wouldn't find me, as they continued their relentless onslaught on the terrified individuals who were now high in the air, at the mercy of the storm. The minutes that followed felt like an eternity. The tornado raged on, and I remained hidden, unable to do anything but listen to the nightmarish sounds of the storm and the monstrous creatures at work. It was a haunting experience, etched into my memory with indelible terror, a day when nature's fury turned into a grotesque manifestation of nightmare. I knew I had to remain hidden, to evade the clutches of these nightmarish creatures if I had any hope of surviving. As the tornado began to dissipate, I cautiously emerged from my hiding spot and surveyed the aftermath of the chaos. The destruction left in its wake was staggering. Vehicles were torn to shreds, debris was scattered everywhere, and the once mighty tornado had left a trail of desolation in its path. The survivors began to regroup, and I found myself recounting my horrifying experience with the bat-like creatures, my voice quivering as I spoke. Now, weeks after that fateful storm chase, I, along with the remaining crew members, must come to terms with what we witnessed and survived. Dr. Roberts didn't make it out, few of us did, and no one will believe us. Danny was in the front seat and now is in a mental hospital. The only other survivor was named Rebecca. She was torn from the lead car by the monsters and flown high into the storm, was brutalized and then thrown down onto the mangled scene below, landing on the windshield of a random car, but she survived and has spent several weeks in critical condition, as well as several of the random people caught on the road. But many lost their lives that day, not from the storm but from those things. And no one will believe us. My dream of becoming a weatherman on TV has taken a darker turn, and I don't know what I'm going to do now. The memory of that nightmarish encounter will forever haunt me, a reminder of the unpredictable and terrifying things that we don't know.